So today we're going to be doing packet tracer 7.3.2.4, and so this is just your network topology right here. A little bit of background information. Step 1 says configure RIP on R1. So go to R1, into the CLI, then enter config mode. Actually, enter, and then let me see if I can make this a little bit larger. Alright, so we entered config mode, and it says enable IPv6 routing on R1. So type in IPv6 unicast dash routing. Enter. There we go. It says enter RIP protocol configuration mode, and that's going to be IPv6 router RIP and then Cisco in capital letters. Enter. Step C says enable RIPing for networks connected to R1. So now we're going to do int g0/0, enter, IPv6 RIP Cisco enable, enter, and now int s0/0/0. Oops, I forgot a 0 right here. Okay, hit enter, and then type in IPv6 RIP Cisco enabled. Alright, now it says save configuration, so we're going to type N and then enter DOWR, or just type copy run start. There we go. Alright, step 2 says repeat step 1 and on R2 and R3. So they want us to do all this on R2 and R3. So exit from here, go to R2. So enter configuration mode, and then do the same process. So IPv6 Alright, so now we're on part 2. It says verify configurations and connectivity. So view routing tables. So let's start with R1. Gonna exit R3, go to R1, and type in show IPv6 route. Enter, and here it shows you. Whoa! Here it shows you the route. Extend this a little bit. Alright, there we go. Makes it a little bit easier to read. So once you check that out, let's go ahead and move on to the next one. R2, you do the same thing. Hit show IPv6 route. Enter. There we go. Alright. And then just go ahead and do that for R3. The next part says verify the appropriate interfaces are using RIPing. So on R1, type in show IPv6 protocols. Enter. Alright, and here you see IPv6 routing protocol is connected, and then RIP Cisco down here. Then you got your gigabit Ethernet port and your serial ports. Now you go to R2, do the same thing, show IPv6 protocols, enter, there we go, connected, RIP Cisco gigabit port and serial port. So you go ahead and do that for R3. So view the running configuration of R1. Okay, so then let's go to R2 and then hit enter. Now type in show run and then hit enter until you get down to the gigabit Ethernet. Alright, so gigabit Ethernet port 00, no IP address, duplex auto, speed auto, IPv6 address. So it should look something like this right here. Alright, so you just do that for each one of the routers, make sure they look good. Now step 2, part A. Make sure R2 and R3 were properly configured, verify. So you go to R1, enter, and then you type in show IPv6 route. Alright, so it should look something like this on my left. Okay, you do that for each one of the routers, and after that you just verify full connectivity. So let's try to bring from here to here, and it says successful, right?